Guys, how's it going? This is Vitamin ZK's
Zuko.
and K Sizzle, and today we're gonna crack Falco's custom moves. So let's start off with the Explosive Blaster. Fires a shot that slows down as it travels and explodes just before it stops. So as you notice, the beginning of the move up until that final explosion, there is no hitbox, but you do have a win box that pushes a little bit back. So back there, that hitbox, it kind of staggers him a little bit and then knocks him away. So in that stagger, you might be able to like get a dash attack or any other kind of follow-up off that. So it's pretty good. Very good for frame traps if you really predict on where they're gonna land, because this could be used in the air. You know, could stop someone in their tracks. So a very interesting move. You know, I like it. I think it's really cool. It's a different option. It's very different.
It actually stays active if I hit you. So if you shoot it, and then I hit you out of it, of course it's pushing me away. Like that's still active.
Once
it might
you
be a little
shoot
hard for me to run back into it after I hit you, but yeah. So it's always there. It might not be in a favorable position if you're getting hit, but it does stay active, so that's something to keep note of.
Alright, and we'll move on.
Yeah, I have the
Burst Blaster.
Burst Blaster, which is a Fox laser in a sense. It's a little slower than Fox, and it deals about 1%. A little bit stronger if I'm right on top of him.
But considering the lag, you're never going to really want to hit someone in front, because, you just punish them.
Yeah, and by a little stronger, I just mean that, like, this starts to go into, like, the 0.5%, whereas if I'm close, it always, like, does 1.
Yep.
Which makes it, like, more reliable damage if you're up close, but if you're shooting them with a no-hit stun laser up close, you can get grabbed, you can get smashed, you can have a bad time. So this is kind of just used for, like, chip. You just hit him once, twice, run away.
Yeah, it does like no shield damage, so.
Right. Yeah, nothing basically.
So yeah, very reminiscent to the Fox laser, except the Fox laser is actually like a long laser instead of like broken up little bits. So
the range isn't very good if I didn't go for that.
Leaves so much to be desired. So let's move on to the side specials now. So I had the Falco Phase. You can't be hit while dashing, but the move doesn't hit opponents either. So you're completely invincible during this move. As you can see, Zuko is doing the jab combo, and no matter what, I won't be able to be hit up until the end where the move ends. So that's where the move ends, but anytime in between, I'm completely invincible. But I do lose out on the attack, and I do lose out on range as well. Look at that. So I was very close to the ledge right there, but I went right onto the stage.
It kind of just drops like a rock.
So like I'm gonna spam air dodge, so you can see when the air dodge first comes out. So definitely a while. So very underwhelming in my opinion. Yeah, like you lose out on the attack, but range and an attack, I think is fine. I believe even the Falco. I know in Brawl it had invincibility during the first half of side B. I don't know how it acts in this game.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But yeah, very underwhelming in my opinion.
Yeah, and I have the Falco Charge, which is a very offensive side B. It doesn't travel very far, the least of all three. Also kind of just stops in the air, falls down. You can shield like immediately once you land, like all the others, but you're not going to get much distance. And I guess even there, like he was extremely close and it didn't send him anywhere. It has to be like a specific spot where the beak hits him up close in the beginning.
So that's its pro. It really wants to add another kill option or attacking option.
Yeah, it doesn't even have like great kill power.
One thing I'm noticing it does send you in a specific trajectory. Like I'm gonna hold up. Yeah, so it's sending you like if I don't DI, it sends like almost like you're moving like straight forward. So I guess that's kind of cool. But yeah.
I don't know.
The range
spike, of course, like the normal one, but the range is bad. And power is okay.
What you want with Falco is really mobility, and this is sacrificing mobility for attack power. I think Falco is he's fine in the attack power. Maybe he could use a little bit more, but not at the expense of his mobility.
Right.
So now let's move on to the up special. So I have the fast Firebird, same as regular Firebird, but you can dash instantly instead of a charge. You don't go as far though. So you don't go as far, but I really love this move. It does still have an attack, but it really reminiscent to the side B in Brawl, because you can use it and then like slide across the stage and then be virtually like lagless. It's a very good mobility option, like what I was just telling you about. If I was Falco, I really want more mobility options, and this is what Firebird does, because I still go in my like 8-way or 16-way pattern. I can go anywhere. I'm very fast. I can bounce onto the ground, and it's very good to approach. So even if like they
Yeah.
block it, it's very hard for them to like punish. So
It's just all around very solid moving option.
yep.
Even offensively, you're not getting much damage, but you are like at least knocking them up, and maybe you can follow up from that. But yeah, it's interesting. I like it a lot.
Yep.
And I have the Distant Firebird, which travels a bit farther, similar to like Fox's neutral up B. Now it states that it is decently strong, but it really doesn't send them that far. That did about 8% and has no chance of killing. And that's only in the beginning. If I hit him towards the end, it's just gonna do like multi-hit.
Yeah, it
Send him
doesn't
nowhere.
no knockback at all. Just
I'll
graze
probably,
me.
yeah, I'll get like punished, which doesn't make it very good for offensive purposes. But you do gain a lot of recovery from below.
Yep. That's
So
somewhere that Falco's always struggled.
yeah, that's one of his worst departments is recovering vertically. So if you need something like this, that's not a bad option. You know, it travels pretty far. You still get your angles, thankfully. You know, it just adds a little bit more range at the expense of a little bit more like vulnerability. And, like you're gonna get hit if you're just doing this down below and you're not like perfectly out of range of your opponent. You know.
Yep.
But yeah, that about wraps it
So
up.
it's an alternative. And now we'll move on to the reflectors. So I have the Acceler reflector, which only reflects when the actual reflector device is moving forward.
Right.
You can it sends the projectile stronger than normal, and we don't really have the best projectiles to use here. But think of it as the projectile coming back stronger when it comes to knockback. So. Yeah, definitely not the best example to use here, but take our word for it. We did like test it earlier. So yeah, now what you're sacrificing here is the duration of the reflector status, because now literally half of this move's reflector is removed of the other end. So you need to like time it well. If that thing is coming at you, that's when you press down special, and that's it'll be sent faster and a lot stronger. So if you think you're really good at reflecting projectiles and can always time it right, like perfectly, then this is the move for you. You do lose out on the normal attack power of the other ones because it's just like a flinch, but the other ones actually like can send you a little bit farther, and the one that Zuko has sends you a little bit harder too. Though it does have its drawbacks as well. And I think that wraps up mine, so we can move on into yours.
The Reflector Void, which is again more offensive, deals good damage, but instead of reflecting, it just destroys projectiles. So that just goes away. So you won't ever get to like use their tools against themselves, but you can just ignore them, which is actually not that bad because it's this moving wall of just like destruction.
Yep.
Even when it's coming back, as you saw there, it kind of just like swiped it in. So it's interesting in that regard. It doesn't have the hitbox when it comes back, and you're probably not going to kill with it, but it does send them in a good position.
Yeah.
And Falco's
hey,
new
it's
up there
range.
is really good now, so you know you pop them up, then they're in their position where maybe you can get something off of it.
I'll definitely use it off stage because you're sending out a pretty good hitbox that lingers, and your hurtbox is going to be away from them. So
Yeah.
you're not going to be committing to too much, you know.
And if you're in the air, you can pull it back. You know, you're a little more safe than doing it grounded, where you're kind of forced to stand there.
Yep.
So it's actually pretty solid. If you're not looking to reflect projectiles, maybe if you're fighting a character that has no projectiles, you might want to swap this on. Just like smack him in the face, send him high. That almost killed, but you were on the top. So, I mean, I guess it has potential. Maybe if I had more rage, it could kill. But, you know, it's a nice tool where if they don't have projectiles or you don't care to reflect theirs, you just want to destroy it and then smack them, then you might want to use this one.
Alright. And that covers all of Falco's moves. So very short and sweet and to the point. Now, he has some nice alternatives. Like I said, the mobility one I think is very, very important. I think all Falcons would definitely love this one. The neutral special is pretty cool. You know, it has its use. The reflector, like Zuko was just talking about, is pretty nice. This one is more specific. I think it's a matter of preference for mine. And then both of the side specials are definitely underwhelming in our opinion.
Yeah.
So that covers all of Falco. Let us know what you guys thought, any pros, cons to any moves that you think we might have missed. And we'll see you next time for the next video.
All right,
Take care.